This episode of the Flush Podcast is brought to you by Onyx Hunt, Walton's, Hoxie Native Seeds, the Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club, HuntFishSD.com, Rufflin Kennels, Black Gold Dog Food, and by Game Virtual Shooting Simulators. Today, I'm talking with a man that's gone all in on life in the upland world after growing up as a non-hunter. Keng Yang is my guest. We've had him on the show before, but it's been a few years and a lot has changed since our first conversation. He's now a PF chapter board member, a Minnesota backcountry hunter and angler board member, a DNR R3 council member, partners of the Outdoors for All, and somehow Keng still has time to mentor new hunters. He has the energy and enthusiasm for the outdoors that I hope rubs off on us all. Welcome to another episode of the Flush Podcast. I'm your host, Travis Frank. Big Al is our producer. Keng Yang is my guest today. Keng, thanks for making time to join us in the Roost. That's what we call this place
Roost 2.0.
here. The Roost 2.0. Big Al over here hiding behind the camera. He's
One day I'll have my own camera.
one day.
Maybe not.
He put us in this box, and
I wish
I
people
want to put
could
you in a
see-
box.
I wish people, guests that come in could see it, but it's kind of funny because people think this is the whole room over there. Like that wooden paneling is the actual wall.
If you watch our podcast now, which thanks, Al, you're doing a great job filming, but we are literally in a half a box.
Yeah.
There's two walls up here behind
It's an
us.
impressive half a box.
And it's got some mounts right here. Scott Franzen shot this tiny rooster. And so that's mounted. I actually did harvest these quail.
Beautiful picture of a dog in the background.
Not just any dog.
The dog.
Yeah.
The Daisy
Okay,
Frank.
we got to jump right into it because I actually read a comment that was left on our Spotify, or not our Spotify, on the Apple podcast. Somebody said 23 minutes before they finally got to something useful.
I thought, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just read that the other day.
So let's not. No messing around.
I don't
no
think it-
foreplay. We're
No
just going
foreplay.
no
Just so you
foreplay.
know,
We're just going to jump
I
right in.
don't think it was something useful. I think they were referring to somebody actually on the show.
What do you mean? Well, no, all I know is we babbled for
We did
quite a
babble,
while.
though.
But here's the thing, okay? It's not hunting season right now.
No,
guys.
it's not.
And I've talked to several of our listeners out and about, and I ask them, what do you enjoy or what keeps you coming back to our podcast? Because I don't know what the heck I'm doing here.
Hey, by the way,
I don't know what somebody wants to listen to. I see things in the news or I find something interesting. We're going to talk about it. But I have guests with great stories. We're going to talk about it. But a lot of times they'll tell me, they say, well, I kind of just like some of the stories that you guys tell, like when you take your kids hunting or fishing or whatever it might be. And I go, even during the off season, they're like, yeah, it just kind of keeps the fire going a little bit. I like the stories. So I guess that's why we wax a little bit at the beginning before we dig into.
they weren't saying, by the way, they were saying the first essentially from Kurt, and then we got 3 of them on the next 15 seconds. So my guess is it's somebody that knows Kurt, and Kurt says essentially a lot because I'm thinking back to the episode, and Kurt did say essentially a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought they were just saying
But
it
they
took
did only-
23 minutes for me to get to a point that was
But
worth
we-
listening to.
Because I was going to say, we brought them in pretty quickly. I don't, think it was
I don't
15
remember.
minutes.
I
That
don't
was
know.
a long time ago. We've
I
done
don't
a
know.
lot since then.
Keng, when is the last time you've been on this podcast? Do you remember?
Geez, I don't. I had to look it up. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that like for you coming in here? Were you nervous to turn the microphone?
So nervous.
Seriously?
Yeah, so nervous.
Why?
I don't know. And then I'm speaking with Travis Frank. That was
Stop it.
Oh, God.
Knock it off right now. Seriously.
Nerves are gone
But-
now, though. Yeah.
But was it just the fact of turning on a microphone and what you say is recorded and people can listen to it?
Yeah, that and honestly, like just speaking with you, I mean, everyone knows Travis Frank from the
Oh my
Flash.
gosh.
I was reading an upland bird hunting forum the other day.
Yeah.
Just because I was on a rabbit hole. I was like, I wonder what people say about the flush. You know, just because.
Uh-oh.
And they were-
Do I
they-
want to hear this?
There were good and bad, but there were a lot of people defending it. But there were a lot of the comments were from like 2022 and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, those flush guys, they go hunt on private land, and those birds are all stocked, and they don't actually." And then some of the comments were like, "Well, you know, I did an episode with Travis Frank and Scott Franzen, and they were hunting real birds." And it was funny reading the comments from people that were like, "It's all scripted." That was
Oh,
my
it's
God.
not scripted. We
Keng and I,
hunted.
yes.
Yeah. Oh
Keng knows
my gosh.
firsthand. Keng and I filmed an episode together When was that? How long ago?
Yeah, that was 5 years ago. It has
It's got to be more than that.
Yeah.
You had just started hunting.
Yeah.
And the essence of the story was your story becoming a hunter after being a non-hunter, an anti-hunter, actually. And you've probably told that story dozens more times, maybe a million times, because when somebody like you, who's on the other side of what we love so much, changes, people want to know what did it, why. And for you, it was Kaya, your dog.
Easy, simple, yeah.
And I was at a boat launch just 2 days ago, and the water inspector from the DNR that makes sure there's no invasive species on the boat, and I had my dog with, and it was just her and I. We got up early in the morning, and she's like, "Oh, is that a bird dog?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." And so I opened the kennel, and she came out, and she goes, "I just got a Vizsla." And I was like, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm going to start hunting too, because I want to do what she's bred for."
Nice.
And this was a lady who has not been a hunter. So I was like, oh my gosh, yes.
We need to get her on the podcast.
Yeah. I know. Well, we'll see what happens. Her journey has just begun. Yours has now been going on, Keng, for 9 years.
9 years. And it feels like it was just yesterday it started, I swear.
Well, I know. And that's the thing. Like when we were walking out there, I still remember the frozen ice crystals on the grass. And you, this is funny because you might remember this, maybe not. I'm sure when the camera shows up, there's pressure. You probably feel that, right? And so we go to the spot that you hunted earlier in the season, and you're like, yeah, this hillside here is where we're going to walk. And I remember looking at you saying, Keng, there's no pheasants here. What do you mean? I'm like, there's no pheasants here because all the grass is laid flat and there's ice over the top of it. And there's snow on top of it, and there's nowhere for the birds to hide. And you said something along the lines of, they were all over in here in October. Welcome to late season hunting. And we did find birds. And it was a lot of fun meeting you, and it was an honor to share your story. And thank you for being willing to do it back then.
Yeah. I learned a lot that day, by the way.
We do every time we go in the field. That's the whole point. That's really our goal of this podcast, of this TV show, is it's real. You know, when it's funny that you looked up the forum over there, Al,
it just
about what
popped
people ask that all the time because we film Minnesota Bound, we film Due North Outdoors, we filmed Dialed In Angling, we filmed Rooster Tails, we filmed The Flush, we film all kinds of TV shows, and people think it's all staged and scripted. I'll have people that are like, so do you write it out before you arrive? And I'm like, no.
We have like ideas.
I know that I'm going to go and walk in a field with a guy named Keng Yang, who was an anti-hunter, and now he's a hunter. And I know the backstory, but until we go out there, you know, we hunted, I think we're on public land. And we hunted all public land, and those birds have been chased for a couple months at that time. We have no idea what we're going to get into.
You don't even tell people the questions when you interview them before you ask them.
No,
right? Like
it's just like it's like this podcast. I started asking questions about, you know, when did you get started hunting, and what was it and why? If you listen, people will keep talking. That's a given. And a lot of times you ask two questions. Like here's something I learned from a Emmy award-winning producer from NBC about 15 years ago. He said you ask two questions and then you let them talk. And you have to ask them together, because otherwise somebody who's nervous will just give you a one-word answer. Yes or no. So you could say something like, Keng, how old were you when you got started hunting, and why did you start hunting? Go ahead, answer.
I don't know how old I was. I was 27 maybe. And I started hunting because of my dog, Kaya.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, and there you just start getting people talking, and then you say, well, where did you get Kaya?
Yeah. I got Kaya from my cousin, and who's breeding them. And
And what kind of a dog is Kaya?
She's a German Wirehair pointer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you were an anti-hunter before this, but why?
Yeah. I just loved being outdoors, loved nature, right? Care for all the ducks and the animals in the backyard. And
you didn't want to hurt them.
Didn't want to hurt them. And then, that changed just because I had a dog, and that was what she was born to do. And so that was kind of my gift to her. My gift to her is like making sure she goes out there and lives to hunt.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the producing side of it. It's like when we're out there, I ask you these kind of questions, right?
Yeah.
Well, then obviously I take that and I use the footage that we get when we're out there hunting, and things happen that you don't know. It's a wild bird. It's weather. It's all unscripted, all unpredictable.
Yep.
And that's really the essence of our television shows, and it always has been, is that we just want to go out and try to capture it as it really happens out there. And yeah, there's no planting birds. There's no.
That was the funny part when people were like, "Oh, they're planting birds and stuff." Okay, like the hank hunts. You go on private land for the hank hunts, right?
Scott.
Or he goes to.
Well, we
goes
might
to Brown's
hunt.
Lodge.
We might hunt
Yeah,
on
yeah.
private ground.
Yeah.
We might hunt on public ground. We might do a mix of both. But they're wild birds
Yeah,
out
they're
there.
not
We're
planting.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
planting birds. The hank hunt goes to
Brown's Lodge. It was
Brown's
last
Lodge
year.
the last couple of years
Mhm.
because there's got to be a lodge that can accommodate like whatever 10 to 15
Yeah.
or however many hunters are part of
Hunters
it.
with their kids or
Yeah,
their wives.
food and all
Mhm.
that stuff is included. But they have a bunch of different properties throughout their county or whatever. And so those birds are, I guess, I've not been to any of those ones, but I guess they're as wily and wild as any of the birds that we're potentially going to chase, but a lot of them out there. They just manage the land really well for them, just like a lot of landowners do. And so sometimes, like I'm just working on a couple of Flush episodes for the TV series that's about to kickstart here in just over a month now.
Oh God.
I know.
Already,
I know.
huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's really good stories about people that give a whole heck of a lot of crap about the land and wild places and wild birds. And they've done something to bring it back on there where they can influence it. So sometimes our stories take us there, but usually it's public land, wild birds. And that's really the essence of the Flush. But
Definitely unscripted, and Travis doesn't cancel even when there's a ice storm the night before.
That's right. Oklahoma, was it 2 years ago when you were in Oklahoma? And it was like blizzarding while you were driving. You called me while you were driving home. I was like, yeah, I'm sitting. It's snowing pretty hard. You're like, yeah, I'm going 10 miles an hour down the freeway in Oklahoma.
So everyone's like, oh, it must be great. You go hunting for a living. I'm like, well, sort of. That particular week, we spent 40 hours in my truck.
Yeah, because you couldn't drive the speed limit. It was snowing.
Between there and back, we got stuck in 2 different storms, and we actually added it up. We spent 40 hours, my cameraman and I, in my truck on both sides of filming the TV show down there. But
always an adventure.
Yeah. What is Keng?
Yeah.
9 years now, you've been hard at it. Like hard at it. If anybody's following your social pages, they see you out there, you're giving it 110%.
Yep.
I love it.
Every weekend.
I love watching your journey unfold. You are no longer a rookie. You are a wily old veteran. What is your worst hunting story?
Does it pheasant related or
anything at all?
Oh gosh.
It sounds like you've got a couple.
He's got a couple for every different species.
The first one that could come to mind was my turkey hunt. Is it last year? I think it was. Yeah, last year.
Okay.
Hunted 7 days straight for a tom, right? And public land, and couldn't close the deal. And then on my last day after work, I went out, called a couple yelps. And then this tom answers like
box call, slate call, mouth call.
Slate call.
Okay.
Yep. Slate call, just a couple yelps. And he responds, very distant gobble. I'm like, all right, he's probably gonna, maybe that's the one. And I called another couple yelps, nothing. And all of a sudden here he comes, just dead silent, strutting, right? And I'm like, all right,
Tell me you forgot to load your gun.
Nope.
Okay.
And I'm doing no blind, like running gun, right?
Yeah.
And he comes into the decoys about 35 yards. And I pull up, turkey's great eyesights, right? And he looks at me and then he starts putting and running, like walking away. I shoot at it and this bird doesn't go down. This is probably the first turkey I've ever tripled, I would say, right? And at first I thought I missed, but then thankfully he ran back towards me. He ran right by me at 10 yards. I shoot him 2 times at 10 yards and miss. And so now this turkey's booking down these woods, these pine rows. and I'm booking after it, and I'm not the most in shape guy right now, so I'm just huffing and puffing.
Well, you were by yourself?
Yeah, and I'm like, there's no ammos left on me. I only brought 3.
Oh no,
I know.
So did you keep the gun in your hand as another weapon, or did you go?
Yeah. So we run like maybe 50 yards, and he runs into a tree, and then he's like crippled by now, so he's like confused, and he runs back out and towards me again.
Oh,
and so
man.
I grab a stick on the ground and try to whack it with my gun in the other hand, and the branch breaks because it's rotten, of course, and so I missed the turkey again, and it's run right through my leg.
He hit
runs,
you?
No, yeah, he runs right through my leg.
Why didn't you grab him?
I was trying to hit him first.
Oh my gosh. Your instincts didn't get you to pounce?
Nope. So then he runs another 60 yards into like a brush pile.
This poor turkey, by the way.
I know.
I mean, as a hunter, I can feel for you because you want this to be a quick, clean, ethical kill,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But now you're responsible for this wounded animal, too.
Right.
That
So-
turkey's resilient. You got to give it some credit.
Turkeys do not sleep on a top turkey.
Yeah.
They will mess you up.
I
okay?
saw a guy shoot. I mentored a youth. He
Okay.
shot a turkey at 20 yards.
Yeah.
Bird dropped dead for like 15 minutes. I'm like, don't spook the other birds. Let's just watch the other toms, and we'll let the other toms walk away, right?
Yeah.
And this tom gets up from the dead and like flies off like 200 yards.
Okay, I want to hear the end of
Yeah,
your story, but
okay.
I got another one like it. I was talking to a guy last week we were talking turkey hunting, and we got into these all kinds of stories like we're doing right
Yeah.
now. He told me this story about this deer hunt many years ago with the landowner who had since passed away. And he's like, oh man, because we were talking about all the different racks and the mounts and things like that. And he goes, this one here, he goes, the funny thing about this story, I'll never forget it. He goes, blank, I'm not going to say his name, shot this buck during this drive.
Mhm.
And we go up there to gut the deer, gut it out. And then afterwards, we came back and finished the walk. And he said afterwards, when we came back to look to see where, we were cleaning the deer up and everything, we looked to see where the entrance and exit wound were on this buck. And it was a big one. And they didn't find any hole anywhere in the deer. What they found was where it hit the side of the antler. The shot did, and knocked a chunk of the antler. It knocked the buck out. It didn't actually kill the big buck. It just knocked him out. They happened to walk up and gut it while it was knocked out.
Oh my God.
Otherwise, if they would have kept walking and finished the drive, most likely this buck would have got back up and walked away on them. It never.
How do you feel about that though? It's like, okay, well, I didn't actually shoot a buck this year, but I did kill a buck, So
I mean,
Is that even legal?
yeah, I was gonna ask that
it's-
too.
oh, 100%. I mean,
Okay.
they shot it. It went down.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought twice. You walk
Yeah.
up, and obviously they took the vitals and things out of it when
Yeah.
they gutted it so that it could not wake up. But
Yeah.
can you imagine?
Yeah. That's
God,
crazy.
that's
Right, that's crazy. I have heard of another hunter have a buck or a deer get up while gutting it and take off running.
Oh my,
Oh my
God.
God.
I know. So anyway,
Back to your story.
Yeah.
back
So-
to the turkey. He's 60 yards away now.
60 yards away now into
Yeah.
a brush pile. I ran over there, and I pounce on it, right? Now I'm trying to pounce
Oh
on it.
man, they got big spurs. Yeah.
But there's brush sticks everywhere. So I'm trying to like pull it apart and then pounce on it. And it runs out. And then so I chased it for another 20 yards. And then finally I was able to jump on it and
Dispatch it.
dispatch it. Yeah. Quickly grab his neck and just rang the thing out.
I bet you were just soaked in sweat.
Oh yeah. The first thing I thought of was I need to get on a treadmill.
Oh man, what a story.
Because it was not easy, you know what I mean? And it goes back to what you said. Like I hate crippling an animal, right?
Right.
Like I could have easily said, okay, well, it's still alive, missed it 2-3 times already. It's gone, right?
This because either the listener right now is going to go one of two ways. They're going to say, good on you for doing everything in your power to make sure that bird didn't walk away wounded and then die a slow, painful death.
Mm-hmm.
The other part's going to say, what in the heck is this guy doing
right.
to not, but like, I'm with the side of you doing whatever it takes to get this bird down.
Yeah.
I could tell all kinds of other stories where it's like you're talking a millisecond, an inch sometimes in a quick, clean drop, or a buck or a deer or whatever it might be. And we owe it to them to make that end really quickly. And nobody wants to see any wild animal suffer.
Yeah.
I mean, especially you. I mean, look at you grew up. Could you imagine 12 years ago you listening to your story right here today?
I'm like, that guy's crazy. And get him a treadmill ASAP.
So have you been on the treadmill?
Yes, I've been taking walks.
Good.
Even in the off season. So.
Okay, so
well, I've heard how many miles upland bird hunters walk, so I can imagine you're pretty in shape during the upland season.
Yeah, our cameramen don't like going out with me.
Like Aaron Ochtenbird's got the steel shoulder.
Travis can walk.
Yeah,
I want to see what's on the other side of the mountain. And I'm not talking the mountain in the foreground. I'm talking the mountain in the background. Okay, so then if that's your worst story, what's your best?
Oh man, I'll do my best duck hunt. Outdoor duck hunt.
Okay.
It's probably last year, North Dakota, my first time there. Shout out to my friend Johan, BGE. He took me out. We just crushed it. It was just textbook hunt, right? Like you scout, see the birds, where they're feeding, set up there the next day and in your face. And
isn't it amazing?
It's so amazing. Like it's such a different. I've hunted ducks for 7 years now in Minnesota, and I'm shooting over sloughs, setting up decoys, calling them in, all that stuff. But to hunt them in a dry field like that in North Dakota is pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We'd go for, let's say, 5-6 days. And if I had one good field hunt for mallards, that was like that. I made the trip.
Yeah.
I'd scout for 2 days looking for that field, 3 days, whatever it took to find that spot on the spot.
Yeah.
And when it happens and it all comes together, it's like, that
awesome.
Is what you just remember.
Yep.
Would that be a highlight of your season last year?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
It's crazy too. And it was probably one hunt.
One hunt, yep. And it was so funny because I remember driving out there and we see gadwalls everywhere on these sloughs. And like, I was like, Johan, we got to set up. He goes, no, we don't want those. We want mallards.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we're like,
in a dry field.
Yeah. And there was in a dry field and it's like shooting light and ducks are literally landing on my blind.
Yep.
And I'm like, Johan, we got to shoot him. He goes, no, it's too dark. Wait till we can pick out the green heads. I
like this guy.
Yeah. Dude, Johan, he's the BGE, I call him. Best guide ever.
40 years sure is a long time to be in business, and that's exactly how long Walton's has been helping America's butchers, hunters, anglers, and families prepare their meat. That is quite a milestone, and to that, I say, Walton's, congratulations on 40 years in business to your entire family. I sincerely hope that you know how hard they work to provide all of us with the right tools to process and prepare all of our hard-earned meat. Walton's motto is everything but the meat for a reason. They have everything we need to process every cut of meat you can think of, and after a long hunting season, I'm hoping you have a freezer full of it. If you're looking to make sausage, jerky, snack sticks, roast, you name it, Walton's can help you with the tools and the knowledge to do it right the first time. Check them out at waltons.com. And congratulations on 40 years in business. You've earned our trust. If you're looking to sharpen your upland shooting skills, or maybe your kids are starting to get into the sport like mine are, then you need to check out GAIM. That's GAIM. Our friends over there are changing the way we approach training. Their cutting-edge virtual reality hunting and shooting scenarios immerse you in the field without actually leaving your home. Whether it's game birds or clays, the GAIM system allows you to practice your shotgun mechanics, giving you real-time shot feedback that allows for instant adjustments. And it's been incredibly fun for my kids. It allows them to safely build confidence, which I know translates to success in the field. Virtual training, real results. Click the show description below to learn more, or visit their website at game.com to try for yourself. That's GAIM.com.
If you're heading out on the next hunt, don't forget the teammate who never complains and never misses, your dog. At Roughland, we built the ultimate travel system for hunting dogs and the people who run with them. It starts with our one-piece kennels, built tough to handle rough roads, cold mornings, and whatever else the season throws at you. From there, customize your system with stackable gear, food and water containers, organization trays, or insulated covers. Everything is lightweight, field tested, and made right here in the USA. Because let's be real, we don't deserve great dogs, but great dogs, they deserve a Roughland. Visit roughlandkennels.com today and build your version of the ultimate travel system before your next flush.
Here's a scouting tip that might just help you find a few more wild birds. First, grab your phone and then open up the onX Hunt app. In the bottom right corner, click on the 2D button and then select 3D. Then place 2 fingers on the screen of your phone and slide them up together at the same time. After that, zoom into a property that you've hunted before or one that you've never been to and take a look at the terrain in 3D. I bet you'll see a few nooks and crannies that will hold birds out of the elements. I bet you'll see the land in a dimension that you never thought possible. These are the details that matter when you're putting miles on the truck and on your boots during a hunt. onX Hunt is the ultimate tool for us bird hunters. It shows our position on planet Earth, land boundaries, land topography, burns, forests that have been logged, weather, and a whole bunch of other features that will make you a better hunter. If you've never tried the onX Hunt app, then you can download a free 7-day trial to help you understand why hunters like myself simply can't hunt without it. Know where you stand with onX Hunt. So, I mean, I've got a couple of different, I can remember 3 different hunts where we had the tornado on us, where it's so many thousands of birds in the air coming down to land in our spread that you can't even like hear yourself think.
Yeah.
It's so loud. The ducks are so loud. And when you experience that, you never forget it.
Yeah.
You never do. And for you being on the spot like that, you've probably never seen ducks like that in Minnesota.
Nope, I've never. Yeah, I've hunted them a lot in Minnesota.
I know you have.
Yeah.
I know. So I'm assuming you're going back this fall?
Oh, yeah.
It's hard not to. Once you experience that, it's hard not to go back. Did you mix in upland hunting while you were there?
Yeah, and that was very interesting too, because here you're tackling like cattail sloughs and CRP and nice green grass and stuff like that, and you're finding pheasants scattered. But over there, you have that, you have crep or CRP up there too. But we actually hunted a WPA first. It was just a tiny cattail slough. And out pops like 20 roosters. And I'm like, what is this? This would never happen in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
welcome to North Dakota.
I know,
homie.
there's just 20 roosters in a cattail slough. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different topography throughout the state, but
Yeah.
I just absolutely love getting out into the western side, more of the prairie, the shortgrass prairie.
Yeah.
And the habitat is not what you see in Minnesota where you grew up.
Yeah.
Where you learned to pheasant hunt. I mean, when you and I went, we were in cattails.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just at certain points of the year, that's where they go. But they don't have a lot of that in certain areas in North Dakota, Montana, certain parts of South Dakota too, where you get these smaller draws, and it's more of a like a sort of you're walking and the pinch points and different things like that where they'll end up holding. But it's beautiful to watch your dog.
Yeah. So beautiful. And yeah, because like they're covered, you can see them. Yeah.
So you've told us a turkey story and a duck hunting story, but if you had to pick any kind of hunting, what would it be and why?
Still pheasants.
Yeah.
I mean, just the cackle, the challenge of it. Either it could run, it could flush, it could hold and sit. You never know. You got to have a good bird dog.
Yeah.
I feel like so.
So do you think you've helped Kaya, or would you say Kaya, your bird dog, has helped you more in life?
Oh, she's definitely helped me more in life.
Yeah? Why is that?
I mean, just opening my eyes into, the hunting world, first of all, and just being there to encourage me to explore, right? Like, I don't think I would have traveled to North Dakota, Iowa, all that stuff if it wasn't for her, right? And so, yeah. And I remember starting early on, it's just like, okay, we got to go. Like, you follow me, we'll go this way. But now, like, she's older, she's more mature. Like, I'm more mature.
She's 9 years old now?
Yeah, 9 years old now.
Okay.
I've learned to just kind of take a step back. Like, we're just gonna.
I don't believe you for a second. I know how your dad. You told me how your dad hunts, and he's a man on a mission, and that's genetics that got passed down to you.
Was your dad a hunter like your whole life?
Oh yeah, he hunted since he could walk. So,
but he's very much after a limit.
Yeah,
after and he's still to this day.
Yeah, still to this day.
So a hunter goes through different stages in life, and the first stage, Al, look this up. The 5, I think it's 5 stages of a hunter. It might be 4. The first one is essentially your first
5 stages of the hunter, hunt, fair, chase. I do that.
Okay, read the first one.
All right. Shooter stage. For many who are introduced to hunting at an early age, our satisfaction could be as simple as just being able to see game and get a shot.
Yep.
Right? Skills in the woods, blah, 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 blah.
Yep. Then the second stage.
Limiting out stage.
Yep.
The satisfaction of just seeing game and getting a shot is now not enough reward. These are replaced with the need to bring home game, and not just one, but a limit of birds or filling a tag.
So before you go to 3, 4, and 5, and then there's actually another stage here that I'm going to tell you about. But your dad is still in stage 2.
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Why is he still in stage 2 after all these years? How old is he?
He's like 56.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he's probably been hunting for 40 some
Something,
years.
Yes, yeah. He hates wasting money and wasting time. So he's
It's,
like,
it's about the meat.
Yeah. Well, if we're gonna drive 3 hours, let's not waste our money and time. Like, let's get as much as we can.
I mean, I can kind of understand, I can kind of understand that.
Okay,
that
but
way
then
of thinking.
go to stage number 3.
All right, stage 3 is trophy stage.
Mhm.
Shooting opportunity and quantity of game are replaced by a self-imposed selectivity
You want the
in the
biggest.
pursuit, and the quality of game taken begins to trump
Yep.
quantity.
Number 4 is how you take it. And that's going to be by the means of which it would be like you want to take it with archery or you want to take it in a certain way. And then number 5 is the
Sportsman.
sportsman stage.
Mm.
And that's where it's about the whole experience.
Yeah.
And it's not about necessarily getting a bird. It's about just the hunt itself, being out there.
Is that
So
what you'd say you're in, Keng?
No, I'm going to say Keng is actually, I'm going to jump in here. So I was speaking at a banquet and I referenced these and I said, there's a 6th stage that people forget about. And that's the, I'm going to give back stage.
Mm.
Or no, I called it the, it's not about me stage.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
They should add
So
that.
I know
The Travis
the
Frank
6th
stage.
stage is the, it's not about me stage.
Yeah.
That's a stage where you want to do something to make that place better.
Yeah.
You want to do something to bring other people out there. It's not about a limit. It's not about a trophy. It's not about how you get it. It's not about your experience. It's about others now.
Yep.
That's a stage that needs to go on there. So you need to write Field and Stream or whoever it might be.
This
Tell
one
them
is
there's a 6th stage that you're missing out on
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people in stage number 6. Keng, you got there really quickly.
Oh yeah.
this one is the Boone Crockett.
There you go.
.org.
There you go.
I'll
Yeah.
donate them.
So the 6th stage is it's not about me anymore stage.
Yeah.
And it's still about you. You're still out there doing it. But
Yeah.
how many people have you mentored? Have you kept track?
Oh man, I haven't. I mean, I've done like 5 or 6 learn to hunt events, with like 10 or 12 participants in each.
Yep.
I mean, just on my own too.
But that is more so than just a Saturday event.
yeah.
Because you're literally holding these new hunters' hands and bringing them out there into the field with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
To mentor a hunter is not a
Mhm.
one-day thing.
Oh no, it's not.
It's almost like a lifetime.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a lifetime, and like because you think about it's like there's pre-program then there's program activities, and then there's the post-program support, which a lot of people need help with. So like it's just as simple as a text, right? Like, hey, are you gonna get back out this season? Or
Yep.
hey, did you buy your license yet? Because the season's coming up. Just staying connected like that. That's
So you've done how many of these events?
like 5 or 6 of them.
Okay.
I have to count.
Who are they through?
So these events are in partnership with Trust for Public Land and
Trust for Public Land.
Yep, with Minnesota Backcountry Hunters and Anglers.
Okay.
Yep. So
Where are these people signing up to come out to the event?
yeah,
Where
so
are they from? Who are these people?
These are young adults from the metro, from BIPOC communities, so underrepresented communities, right? And really targeting people who aren't as maybe like shown on the outdoors, right, or as seen in the outdoors, right? And also pairing them with mentors who also come from underrepresented and BIPOC communities as well. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're getting people from non-traditional hunting backgrounds. They didn't
Yeah.
grow up with hunting.
mhm.
Why do they show up to the event?
That's a good question. So I
You ever ask them? Like, what are you doing here? What got you motivated? Did you lose a bet?
Yeah,
that'd be a good,
what is it?
That'd be a good event to go to a podcast and ask it.
maybe.
Ask a
Well,
few
yeah.
people.
I mean, it's interesting to hear. Your reasoning was a dog.
Yeah.
What are some of their reasons?
Yeah. So we give out, pre-survey questions, and 90% of them have answered that they want to be able to sustain themselves through food. Like,
So food is a big.
Yeah, food is the big one. And a lot of them want to hunt deer. Actually, I was just talking to my mentee this morning. She's like, yeah, I want to hunt deer. I was like, oh, really? Like, okay. I'm not surprised, because like 90% of them too want to hunt deer. We
There's
only
more
do like
food when you pull the trigger.
Right, exactly.
And venison tastes so good.
Which, by the way, I was going to ask you guys, what is the best thing you've made this week? Because that opens up the door for me to tell you.
He just set himself up.
What I made. I made the best venison summer sausage that I've ever made.
Oh yeah,
And
I did see that video.
yeah, I saw.
I got to bring it in. I keep messing up every time. I keep meaning to bring in a.
But do you
log.
want to tell the story about how you were up all night because your smoker had some issues?
I can do that. So I've got a smoker ready to go. We've got the recipe. It's a Walton's recipe. It's their H summer sausage recipe.
You know it's good if it's a Walton's recipe.
Yeah, that's one of their. That would be one of their like. This is a traditional favorite for summer sausage. I added high temp cheddar cheese to it, but not too much, because I like cheese in my brats or snack sticks or breakfast sausage and things like that. But sometimes people can go overboard on cheese. So I was like, I'm going to do somewhere less than what I think it calls for. And I'm just telling you, I mean, the kids and I and my wife, we were all part of making it. It far exceeded my expectations. However, my smoker, the schedule was off on it. It kept telling me that it was at this certain temperature, which was too hot. So I kept opening the door on it because it wouldn't lower. But it turns out that for like 4 hours, it was not doing anything, which in some ways, there's a drying period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever made summer sausage, King?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the different stages of the different heat and smoke schedule, and then you want to add moisture to it. So in a roundabout way, I ended up just adding like the perfect amount of smoke to it. I dried it just right. However, it took me till 1:40 a.m. before I was completely
You were pretty
done.
tired when you came to the office the next
I was
day.
so tired the next day, but I was like, I made the best summer sausage of my life. It was so good. Anyway, enough about me. What is the best thing you have made lately? Because I know you eat a lot of wild game.
Man, yeah, I'm trying to think. I made turkey curry the other day.
Did
So,
you?
Ooh,
yeah.
that sounds good.
That was
With
really
your
good.
turkey that you got.
Yep, my turkey that I got AC's in here. So
Okay.
yeah, it was
All right.
good.
All right. If anybody wants that recipe, by the way, just send me a message, because it's not hunting season right now. I'm going to eat everything in my freezer season. And I have enough meat to make some snack sticks. That's going to be my last thing that I'm going to make. I made them last year, but I want to try a different flavor because there's a couple really good ones. Beehive barbecue is out there right now. The Walton's Beehive barbecue sauce. Oh my gosh. It's so good on beef. I don't know how it's going to translate to venison, but I want to try.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I've saved just enough to do that. And then my kids want to do some jerky as well. So we'll probably
There's
do
just
some of that.
nothing better than a nice salty piece of venison jerky. I don't know what it is.
Just any jerky. Turkey jerky is my favorite.
I haven't tried that yet.
My kids go crazy over that. Every time they shoot a bird, I'm like, what do you guys want to do with it? And
Yeah.
it's always turkey jerky. We
Nice.
make it all in one big batch, and then it doesn't last more than like 2 days, and all the birds are eaten. Like it's really good. And that's the Walton's Bold jerky. And it's so good.
Nice.
So turkey curry for you.
Yeah, turkey curry. That
Okay,
was
Al, anything wild that you've eaten, or is it like panchera or
No,
like
no.
Qdoba?
I eat chicken and rice all the time. It's so easy and so good, and it gives me what I need. You know, so
From Qdoba too. He didn't even.
I wish it was from Qdoba. My roommates. There's a quick story. Speaking of like Qdoba rice, my roommates used to work at Chipotle in college, so people can't see me on the camera. But
Mhm.
one time
See, we're in a box. He's not.
One time I was like, yeah, I love the white rice, the cilantro lime rice from Chipotle. Could you guys like bring me home a little thing of it? Like just expecting them to bring me like a normal Tupperware size container. No, they brought me the entire pan of rice from Chipotle.
Nice.
And then but then they decided to tell me, hey, by the way, this goes bad in like a day. So if you
Gotta
want
eat.
it, you got to eat it all.
Poke bowls. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
those are good.
Those are
They're
good.
so dang good, and you can put all kinds of different meats in there too.
Yep.
I've been
Yeah.
eating protein bowls from Cafe Zupas. Those have been my thing lately.
Nice.
I ate a green goddess bowl with the cucumbers.
This might be a segment that we need to add until we get to hunting season. It's like, what have you made this week? What's the best thing you made this week?
Or we do a whole cooking podcast.
We've done that before. We can do that again.
Maybe we bring the cameras to your house while you're cooking something.
Or cooking.
You missed a great opportunity. We could have had an 8-hour podcast while I was trying to get that.
We're gonna have to go down to Walton's and do it in their studio while they're cooking.
Yeah. Which by the way, that's still that episode of Made for the Outdoors that we filmed down there last year was one of the highlights of my year last year because I love making wild game.
Yeah.
Love it. So I brought, I think 25 pounds of venison down or maybe 50, something like that. And it's a professional kitchen.
Yeah.
It is a commercial kitchen down there to do whatever you want. Walk-in coolers, walk-in smokers.
Nice.
Like to be able to play around in that world for a couple days to me was just like, oh, it was so cool. And John Tremblay, he does that every day down there. I'm like, you have the best job. You just get to make a bunch of meat every single day. He goes, oh yeah, best job in the world. I love it. Anyway,
back to the mentor stuff.
Okay, Keng. Yeah. So this mentee wants to go deer hunting, right? You guys were just chasing turkeys this morning?
Yeah, chasing this morning. Nope, no luck. She was in the program, our Learn to Hunt Turkey program. Mm-hmm. During season, we were up in Raynard, up in the area there, chasing turkeys. She couldn't get one with her mentor, and she reached back out and was like, "Can we go back out?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take you back out." So
nice.
Yeah, we went out this morning. No luck. Turkeys were acting funny. So
being turkeys.
And
the smartest, dumbest birds.
I know.
Dang turkeys.
Yeah.
I thought you said pheasants were the dumbest bird.
Well, it depends what I'm mad at that day. But no, turkeys are just such a gateway animal to get people into hunting.
Yeah.
It allows you the ability to be right there one-on-one with them.
Yep.
You're communicating. You're talking with a wild animal.
Yep.
They're communicating back. Sometimes they come running in and your heart rate is just pounding.
Yep.
Sometimes they hold up. But if you stick with it long enough, there is usually going to be a chance for you to get a shot.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of turkey hunting right there. Tomorrow, that bird could come running full speed right into your call. But today, and it makes you appreciate when the hunt goes really well too. Yeah. Hopefully this mentee sticks with it, but how cool that she's continuing to do it. So did you see her at the original class that you held?
Yeah. So our class is actually like a hybrid. So we do like 4 weeks online.
Okay.
They have to complete their hunter safety and on top of that. And then we do a range day. And then we'll do a happy hour just so that they connect with their mentors. And then
Is it a one-on-one?
Yeah, one-on-one.
You only get assigned one mentee?
One-on-one. So we keep it one-on-one just because the knowledge transfer and the communication is a lot easier when you have that one-on-one opportunity.
Right. Well, and like we just said earlier, training, teaching, mentoring a new hunter isn't a one-day thing.
Right.
So if you had 20 people calling you wanting to go, you're going to get burnt out.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not going to be able to really put the effort into each person to help them fully learn.
Yep.
So is it gratifying? You've had some success stories through this, right?
So gratifying. Yeah. So many success stories. One guy, he wanted to get into grouse hunting, and after our grouse camp weekend, a 3-day grouse camp weekend, he went out and bought a over under. He's planning on getting a pointy dog after he completes college. And yeah, he's like all in.
And he never hunted before.
He's never hunted before. He's all in. He's ready to go.
Where was the grouse hunt camp?
We did that up in, oh my gosh.
Was it Pine Ridge?
Nope, not Pine Ridge.
Grand Rapids?
No, where the Mississippi headwaters are.
Itasca.
There you go. Yeah.
What a great place for a grouse hunt.
Yeah.
Right?
We did that up there. So
there's not a bad place for a grouse hunt.
And the cool thing too about our program, it's all public land. So we don't set up anything for our mentors. Like we don't set up blinds. We don't set up private land access. We don't set up anything. It's real. Like it's real so that these mentees can see and replicate it themselves when they go out on their own, right? Like we don't so if they go out there and they find another car parked there, what do? Right? Their mentor's there to talk them through that. You know what I mean?
Slash their tires.
If they meet someone on the trail, what do? Right?
Yeah.
We keep it like,
what a great program.
Yeah.
What do you guys need at this right now? Do you need more mentors?
Yeah.
Do you have more mentees waiting than you have mentors available?
Yeah. All of our mentees, every time we put out an application, an open application, we get about 15 to 20 of them. And right now the sweet number is about 10, but I always tell my friend, my buddy Nick, who works at Trust for Public Land, like, I want to get this to like 20 or 50 people. You know what I mean?
You want to get more?
Yeah, I want to get more.
Well, everybody always wants more, but Keng, I just hope you realize that every single person that you're influencing could become the next you.
Yeah.
That person could then influence another 10.
Yep.
And those 10 could influence another 10. 10, you know what I mean? Like over all these years, what you probably don't realize is that you single-handedly have had an impact on hundreds of people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That never would have had it if you didn't raise your hand to say, I can do this. I've learned enough to teach somebody else how to do it. And you've got the time and the ability. Good on you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I ask, like, why did you decide, you've only been hunting for what, 9 years? Like, what made you decide, obviously you didn't grow up a hunter, what made you decide that you wanted to mentor?
Yeah, so I think I told this in the past stories, but like my first day hunting, just parking in the most random spot ever. I'm like, can we even park here? And it's dark, right? And then just seeing the sun come up and the mallards flying over, the roosters cackling, and looking at this open prairie, and it's like, it's public land. Like, I can walk here anytime I want, right? And to experience that and to have something like that, we have access to that. I wanted to protect those kind of places too. And to do that is to get more hunters, right? How do we get more people out here, to see and touch and appreciate this?
Well, you're a unicorn, because a lot of people would see that and say, I don't want anybody else to know this exists.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And you've seen those people too, right now? I mean,
Yeah.
You've been around it long enough now that you've seen that mentality.
Yeah. I mean, my thing too is like, there's obviously spots that I'm not going to share. Like, I love, right? Like, I know it's good, but there's spots that are, I call it community spots, right? Everyone knows about it. You know what I mean?
My spots. He's taking them to my spots.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew that's why there's always
dad.
trucks there. Yeah, exactly.
Because I look at like the Hmong community too. Like, there's a Facebook, Hmong fishing group, and every spring they post coordinates and locations.
Serious?
Yeah, they say, hey, crappies are biting here with these baits. You bring your families and go get crappies.
Okay, so
That's awesome.
Yeah.
it is. So this is 2 weeks ago, maybe 2.5, something like that. I went up on the North Shore on Lake Superior, and I'd always heard about the smelt run. And that's a big thing. It only happens for just a couple days. The smelt come running, or not running. They swim into the shallows by the boatloads, by the millions.
Yeah.
When the numbers are up, this used to be huge, but there's still people that do it. So I went up to film the smelt run, the story, the craze behind it, the history of it for our television shows, Minnesota Bound and Due North Outdoors. I personally had always wanted to just see it, experience it. Are there just billions of fish swimming underneath my feet? What's it going to look like? And there's this the shoreline as far as you can see in both ways. And all of a sudden the sun's going down and people just start coming out and the beach just fills up.
Yeah.
And it's not like it once was. It used to be a big drunken party.
With bonfires.
Yeah, exactly. And there are still people that do bring a few adult beverages along, but there were a lot of families, and those particular families were Hmong.
Yeah.
The Hmong community showed up on the beach in huge numbers, and that's become a popular thing for them.
Yeah.
You take the seine nets and you fill them up, and it's amazing how many fish you can catch. And they're mostly about like 6-8 inches in length.
Yeah.
It'd basically be like a sardine if you think about it that way.
Yep.
They're delicious. We cooked them up right there on the beach.
Did you bite the head off of your first one?
Yes, I did actually. Thank you.
He knows.
So you've done this?
I've done this. Yeah.
Yes, I bit the head off of the dang thing, the first one.
How'd that taste?
I mean, it's pretty disgusting. I'm not going to lie. It's like a really bad, greasy, slimy sort of, like if you know what's the name, like a Tullaby or a Cisco, they have a very strong oily smell to them when you're ice fishing, and if you catch one, it'll smell the whole fish house up. You can smell them. They're delicious when you smoke them, but they have a very strong smell. so do smelt. And it's a very distinct taste that stayed in my mouth all the way home that night into the next day. But I did bite the head off of one.
Nice.
Yes,
nice.
because
You got to.
You got to do it. It's tradition. That's
Yep.
right. Yes. Would you say that my description is accurate?
Yes. Yes.
Oh man. So it is. I was not aware that this was a huge thing in the Hmong community.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we do it because we love to share food with our families and extended families, right? And so Hmong, we invite our uncles and brothers and sisters, and we all go up there and smell.
Well, there were babies on top of dad's shoulders waiting in the water, and it's ice cold water. The water's like 38 to 40 degrees. That's when they run. And the run is really only like 2 to 5 days long, depending on water temperature. Everything is moon and water temperature based. And so cool experience. If you've never gone smelting,
you got to
go do it once.
Yep.
Just to say, and then bite the head off of that.
You got to bite the head out too.
So anyway, back to how did we
were
get
talking about how he got into mentoring.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So just, all these public spaces, like how do we protect these public spaces?
Yep.
I need to get more people out here to see, touch, and then feel these, and so they appreciate it, right?
Yep.
And not just that, but, the hunting license dollars goes, to the DNR, which then, brings in, the research and, the maintenance and protection of these places as well. So, it's a, big circle of life.
So
conservation wise, right?
Totally get all that.
Yeah.
And that, I think once the fire is lit, that is like, yes, I'm going to go out and do it.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people that get into it and then they realize that, holy cow, this is a big commitment. And maybe they get burnt out. Have you felt that at all?
For me or have I seen
you?
That? For me? Oh, no, I don't.
How do you keep the energy up? Because we've only gotten to just one of the things that you volunteer with.
Yeah.
Okay. This is just we're just peeling back the first layer of the onion.
Yeah. I don't know. I love meeting new people, hearing people's stories, hearing about what, their backgrounds, and also just that moment where you see in their eye where like, oh my God, this all connects, right? Having, shooting is their first pheasant, shooting their first turkey. It's just, that's so rewarding. And like, it's just like my first hunt every time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I just think it's inspiring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
So you're also a Pheasants Forever chapter board member. What does that look like?
Yeah. So I serve on the Northwest Suburban Pheasants Forever chapter. They're reinvigorating it. Pretty low key, simple, just attending meetings and, planning the banquet every year. So what
have you learned about that since you've become a member that has gone above the regular member duties?
Yeah. I mean, what I learned was like where those dollars go, right? Where we support other chapters in acquiring WMAs, giving those dollars that we make through the banquets. Seeing where those dollars go. So
if you could wave a magic wand and do any changes to the chapter, what would it be and why?
I don't know. I guess I've only been there for 2 years, so I wouldn't change.
You're still kind of getting your feet wet.
Yeah,
I could see you being the president of it someday.
No, hey, if you need a good game to be played at your banquet, I know 2 guys that got a good Upland game.
We did play Upland Feud at my
yeah.
chapter banquet this year.
Nice.
And Big Al came.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, he's now a member. Did you get your magazine?
Yeah, it's at my.
It might be at your parents' house because you made me put in the wrong address. Remember.
Well, I don't like putting it to my apartment address because the mail system there is all screwed.
Whatever.
But I think it was there the last time I went to my parents' house. But my mom would have said, I got my hat though. My dad wears the hat all the time when he's out.
Really?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Nice.
What is the Minnesota Backcountry Hunters and Anglers board member position look like, and how did you get involved with that one? What does it entail? And I think we've probably got a lot to dig into with Backcountry Hunters and Anglers.
Yeah, so MNBHA, Minnesota Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. I've been a board member there for 4 years now.
Okay.
I got invited to be on the board from Eli Mansfield. He walked up to me. He goes, "I love what you do with R3. Come serve on my board." I'm like, I don't know anything about BHA, but you guys talk about public land, sure. And it's basically an organization who protects public lands and be a voice for public lands, right?
Yep.
And I love about that organization is it's really grassrooted, right? I noticed that like PF, like their banquets, Delta or Ducks Unlimited banquets more focused, right? Which is fine, But with BHA, they're like, what do you want to do? I was like, what do you mean, what do I want to do? They're like, you could do anything you want to do. I was like, all right. So
Really?
yeah, let me start a mentor hunt program. That's how I kind of really elevated, the mentoring game
through backcountry hunters and anglers.
Through backcountry hunters and
so
anglers.
in a way, almost everything sort of intertwines.
Yeah.
All of these different.
It's a circle of life, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we got connected with Trust for Public Land because Trust for Public Land, they do, they protect public spaces and make public places for outdoors for all. They actually do have.
How long has the Trust for Public Land been around?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
I'll look it up while you're talking.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know that they basically make WMAs. They're like a broker between the DNR and,
Pheasants Forever.
private. Yeah.
Or
Since 1972.
Yeah.
1972. Okay.
And when I found out about this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like Nick, you guys create WMAs. Like more people need to hear about you. You know what I mean? Like if you're creating WMAs, like let's make sure people know about your organization as well and like figure out. And so our first turkey hunt was down in Caledonia, first learn to hunt turkey program. We did it down there because Nick, our Trust for Public Land, they acquired a piece of property down there, Yucatan WMA. And so we wanted to highlight with our mentees, like, hey, like your license dollars goes to, and what's it, OHF funds? Those
Outdoor
dollars,
Heritage Funds. Yep.
those dollars goes to creating public spaces like this for you, through TPO and the DNR. So yeah.
There's obviously a lot of time involved with it, but I think for many years I've been saying, and I want to help where I can. But I've got 4 young kids and life is busy. So in this current season, what does my abilities look like so that I can do the best that I can to help and still be a father and a husband and like there's a balance, right?
Yeah.
There's certain seasons there, but where would I want to go with this? Dang it, Al.
You're talking about as a father, what are your abilities to help other people right now?
Yeah, I know, but there was a way that
when the hunt is on, your dog's performance matters. Every step, every sprint, every retrieve. It takes stamina, strength, and focus, and that starts with what's in their bowl. Black Gold dog food is crafted for active dogs, delivering the balanced nutrition they need to power through the season and beyond. Because a good diet isn't just fuel for today's hunt, it's the foundation for all-season performance. Visit blackgoldpet.com to learn more and find a retailer near you. Black Gold. Unleash adventure.
I get asked all the time about places to hunt in South Dakota. These questions usually come from out-of-town hunters that want the real South Dakota pheasant hunting experience for wild birds. My answer is Aberdeen. Aberdeen is a hub for out-of-town bird hunters. They have dog and hunter-friendly hotels and lodges where you can bring your own dogs and clean your own birds right there on site. They have thousands of acres of public land within a short drive of town, and there are wild pheasants on all of them. I know this because I've hunted several of these properties myself. I've seen those big flushes where the birds get up in waves, and it's awesome. In addition to the state and federal properties, they also have the Aberdeen Pheasant Coalition properties in the area that are open to public hunting. When you look at a map of publicly accessible places to hunt for wild birds in South Dakota and you zoom into the Aberdeen area, you'll see what I mean. To learn more about Aberdeen's pheasant hunting opportunities and get a free hunting guide, head to huntfishsd.com. I live for bird hunting, and I'm guessing that because you're listening to this podcast, that you do too. Well, we all know that you don't have good bird hunting without good habitat. It's just that simple. Few people know more about wildlife habitat and how to create it than the hardworking team at Hoxie Native Seeds. Hoxie Native Seeds is family-owned and operated. They're as good of people as you'll ever meet. And Nicholas Lirio and Kent Boucher are also my friends. They've provided America's bird hunters with countless acres of premium native habitat mixes sourced straight from their own fields in the heart of Iowa. They have seeds for perennial food plots, quail mixes, pheasant mixes, CRP, even dog-friendly seed mixes. They are my go-to source for all wildlife habitat questions, and they can be your source too. To learn more about their native seeds, when and how to plant them, as well as maintain your premium wildlife habitat, head to HoxieNativeSeeds.com. That's HOKSEY nativeseeds.com.
Hey, Flush fans. The Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club has expanded into South Dakota. Oak Tree by Horse and Hunt is the ultimate South Dakota pheasant hunting lodge. 15,000 square feet with private bedrooms, 6,000 premier acres, full hospitality and bar, and open to the public. 2-night, 3-day packages September through March are available. Book your next hunt today. Visit huntoaktree.com. That's huntoaktree.com.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh, see? You could just see the light bulb working right there in real time.
No.
The light splashed a little. Like there was like
I
energy burst in there.
I really believe that when you volunteer, you get more back than what you're putting in.
Yeah.
You know, all of these areas, these places that you're volunteering, these people that you're influencing, what they're going to do with that knowledge and that information, who knows, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they certainly are grateful for you. And anytime you volunteer your time with a group of others, like it's biblical. You volunteer, it fills you up inside.
Yeah.
You know, so I think sometimes people are always searching for happiness,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's an emptiness somewhere or something that they're putting their time, their thoughts, their efforts into. If volunteering somewhere in some capacity is not part of your life and you just want to find some more happiness, try it.
Yeah.
Just try it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you speak to that, Keng?
Yeah, totally. Like, I mean, I go to bed every night, like just thinking about like these, you know, what
You're
can
one of
I
the
do?
happiest people I know, Keng.
He's been laughing
What
every
can I
2
do
seconds.
I know, he laughs the whole time.
What can I do better? I wonder how they're doing, like how the mentees are doing. You know, like my mentor friends, like shout out to my my friends who are mentors for these programs as well. Like they put on a lot of volunteer hours as well, and like it feels good at the end of the day, every day.
You know why
Yeah.
he's happy all the time? Because he's getting out into the wild places and mentoring people.
Yep.
When you get your hands dirty, it's called being grounded.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
You know, the other day, my girlfriend and I were doing yard work at her house because they're doing a bunch of remodeling on our house and landscaping. And I grew up with my mother who is big into landscaping stuff. So trust me, it might not seem like it, but I grew up doing all that stuff. Anyways, we were putting some new plants in for her mom, and I was like touching the dirt, and I could just hear you in my brain, like, "Oh, when you get your hands dirty," so I was just like squeezing the dirt.
Tell me about it. How did it feel, Al?
It felt pretty good.
Didn't it?
Felt pretty good.
It so does. It really does. Being grounded is.
But I know what that feels like. It's just that I could hear you speaking in the back of my head. While I was there.
Well, now that we're down this path of where is your headspace at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being grounded is a big deal. Outdoors time is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to disconnect from technology and screens.
Yeah.
We were not created to stare at computers and cell phones and scroll. It just somehow changes the way that our connectors inside of our head work, that it's not the way that it's supposed to be. If you can't just pause and just be and be grounded, I don't know that our brains can really do the work that they were intended to do. And I just think it's so valuable. And it's so, for me, when I got so much going and I'm losing it and I just need to like decompress, wild places fill me up like nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
You know, and I just wish everybody could have that ability. And they do, just whether you take it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it can look different wherever you're at and wherever you live. You live in the metro here, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you're able to find these places to just like...
Yeah. 30 minutes. We're so blessed here in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Yeah.
And then when you're focusing on others and not yourself, you can get out of your own headspace a little bit too. Because it's so easy to... Hey, Al, is May Mental Health Awareness Month? Can you look that up? It might be. And
yeah, it is.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So we're in Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think serving others allows you the ability to focus on others and not yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We can definitely, I can speak to this because when I'm trying to fix myself, work on myself, look at myself, me, that's not how us humans are created.
Mm-mm.
If you're serving other people, you're going to get filled up. And let me tell you, you're not focusing on yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like the joy that you walk around with, Keng, is contagious as heck.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I think we know why, Alex.
I told you.
Dang it. What? Gosh, like to bottle you up and make about 100 more Keng Yangs right now to then, I just think it would do the world better.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
What would you give people advice that are saying, all right, fine, I've heard enough. They're talking about serving and doing something.
Mhm.
Where do I start? Like, what can I do? I've only got maybe one night a week or one night a
Mhm.
month that I can volunteer, one night a year. You know, what would those nights or days or times look like, and what opportunities are available for people?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just start with these nonprofit organizations, whether it's, Pheasants Forever, Backcountry Hunters and Anglers, Delta Waterfowl. You don't have to be a board member. All these organizations are always looking for people, volunteers, right? Like,
Yeah.
all it takes is a phone call or an email, like, hey, I'd like to help out in whatever capacity, let me know. And they're more than, happy to have volunteers, so.
Did you do the hands-on habitat with your chapter?
I didn't. I actually did it with the Great Water chapter with Kenan Clanky. He's the president over there on that chapter. But
Gotcha.
yeah, that was fun. That was my first hands-on habitat day.
Yeah.
So,
And
it was tough.
really?
Yeah.
Why?
Pulling garlic mustard, just cutting buckthorn.
When you were done though, tell me about it.
Oh, it felt great.
See,
Like, yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
Alex, you're coming next year.
I'll come next
It
year.
really made me appreciate the hard work that goes behind in maintaining these public places
Yeah.
too, right? It's not just we buy it and we leave it, right? You got to maintain it,
Mhm.
And so,
Yeah, you've been a chapter member now for a couple of years.
Yeah.
With
Mhm.
your local PF chapter. Do you guys sit and try to figure out, okay, we raise this money, where are we going to put it? And then how does that take shape? Do you guys have a vote? Does everybody throw, here's an idea, here's an idea, here's an idea, here are a couple potential buys of land
Yeah.
that we can buy? I mean,
Mhm.
what does it look like? Get us
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
it's just kind of you vote, and we vote. We like, do we give this to another chapter to do an acquisition, or do we give it to a youth, group, like,
do you mean,
shooting
money?
sports? Yeah, money.
Okay.
Bunch of that. And even with the BHA chapter, we're looking at like events. How do we get more people outdoors in public spaces, right? How do we create meaningful events that, would bring in new members, and also stewardship projects, all that stuff. So yeah, but basically it's all the board members bring ideas and we vote on what's the most relevant and impactful.
Okay.
What's the
So
least
of
amount?
all of the volunteering and the work that you've done, what's the most rewarding part of it? Or what's the most rewarding experience you've had now for the last 9 years?
Yeah, I'd say the Learn to Hunt program, that
The one-on-ones?
the one-on-ones. Yeah, that was because it's kind of my thing that I started. Like, I mean, when I say volunteer, like, I don't get paid for any of this. Like, I had to build the program, create the pre-questionnaire, post-questionnaire, do all the data, like what data we're collecting, and then also create the course, right? Like, so we have 4 classes that are online. We talk about the North American model of conservation. We talk about the biology of the species. We talk about ethics. We talk about hunting regulations, all that stuff. And like, just to develop that and put that all together with the help of our friend Nick too, Nick from TPL. And
Well, you have your own set of skills and you're using them well.
yeah,
And then you got to find your buddy Nick, and he's got his own set of
Mhm.
skills, and he's using them to help you put your thoughts and all this together,
Mhm.
right? I mean, that's a team. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And so we literally developed this program from thin air, not like from scratch. And so just to see how many lives we've impacted and how many.
What's your
hunters
head
we
count?
got. I say it's about 10 per event. It's about 60 people. So,
60.
Yeah.
You have 60 new hunters out there in the
Mhm.
field right now
Yeah. Yeah. So
that would not have been hunting if you
That-
didn't
Yep. Mhm.
think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we go back to those 60 take their
Mhm.
brother, sister, son,
Friends.
wife, mother, whatever. And then you start doing the math here.
Yeah.
So I really think, like, I'm not going to say that youth hunts that chapters put on aren't successful. I won't
those
say
are
that.
great. Yeah.
They do give people an opportunity to walk a field, see pheasants get up, see dogs,
Mhm.
so that can light the fire. But what I think you're doing, the one-on-one hands-on walk with somebody teaching,
Mhm.
the value behind that is enormous.
Yep.
The problem is, and here's the challenge, it takes all of you for a whole season or multiple seasons to bring that hunter through.
Yep.
Right? That's a lot of time, which is why people hold these Saturday morning hunts and then they do a lunch after and the kids, they get to see it, but then they're kind of like, they're kind of gone.
Yeah, kind of gone.
Like, good luck out there, unless they made a connection with somebody in the field that day that would potentially bring them back out again later on another hunt, wild birds, wherever it might be.
Yeah,
that's the thing where I think what you're doing is different here.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because like community is a big part of our program too. It's not just having a mentor and having a cohort of of like-minded participants, right? But it's also creating an experience where it's a weekend long experience. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday experience. And we have those communal dinners, right? Where we can all sit around the campfire and talk to each other. How did our day go, right? From mentor to mentee, mentor to mentor, mentor to mentee, right? And so trying to build a community and also letting them build like tradition on their own, right? So like, hey, it's every year is turkey camp during season. So if you are a past participant, you're still invited. You can still come next year. You just won't have a mentor, right? But you're still invited.
Pretty soon they're going to be taking out somebody, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
That's the goal. So yeah.
Is it working?
A little bit. Like,
what's your biggest struggle? What's your struggle with this?
I guess the biggest struggle is like the cost, right? That's always a big hurdle for new hunters. Otherwise, just time and commitment. So yeah.
See, if I signed up and all of a sudden I've got a sick kid at home and, I can't.
Life happens, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that my season that I'm in right now is very intensive with the kids that I'm trying to mentor, my own. And there's going to be a day when they're probably going to be out, maybe, hopefully, hunting with their buddies too. And then I might have more time. Hopefully they say they still want to come with me.
Yeah.
And then we're doing that together. But then that season of being able to teach somebody else. Maybe somebody listening right now is like, gosh, I'm at a season where I could probably take somebody under my wing. I just don't think you should discredit, when somebody wants to make a difference, a lot of times it's like, I want to do this huge thing. I want to invite dozens or hundreds of people. Like, I want to make a big impact. The big impact is one. Because if every hunter just takes one person with them, we would double the amount of hunters in America in 1 year.
Yeah.
Think about it that way.
Yeah.
Don't think about it as I need to affect 100 and I need to do the big thing. Everybody does one thing. We double.
Yep. And those are dollars, doubles are dollars too, right?
That's right. And the voice to protect the fight of these public lands. I mean, we talk about, look what happened when the certain lands were potentially going to be sold. And everybody in America that cared, from both sides of the political aisle, all these organizations, these companies, everyone raised their voice and said, these are ours. And together, the loudness, made a difference there. It really did make a difference. And that's why being a member of any organization like Pheasants Forever, DU, Rocky Mountain Elk, Turkey, you name it, they all are fighting for the things that we love out there.
Yeah.
And it matters.
Yeah. And even in our program, like, even though some students don't, continue hunting, they've been they've done it and they've been, they've seen it, right? And so they appreciate it now.
Totally.
And so they too are still a voice for it, even though they don't continue hunting. They understand where conservation comes from a hunter's perspective, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, if you had to ask, you got a few thousand people listening right now. If you had to ask for help, what would that look like?
Yeah. I guess we definitely need more mentors, sign up, if you're not a member of BHA, sign up for the mailing list. We do our events through that, most of our mentored events through that, and stay on our mailing list. And, we'll reach out if, when we ask for mentors. It'd be great to have people out there helping. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We'll close it with I think I'm going through here. The Minnesota DNR R3 council member. What is that? And what does that look like?
Yeah. So it's a citizens council with the DNR. Basically, we just sit on that council to help, advise and work with the DNR on how to make hunter recruitment, retention, reactivation better across the state. So yeah.
And how has that been going?
That's good. We've worked on the R3 plan for the last 3 years now. So that's being finalized with the DNR. And
isn't it amazing how long that takes?
yeah, it takes a lot because there's a lot of smart people in that room, right?
And it's been years before the plan is published.
Yeah.
I worked on a fisheries plan that was supposed to get published 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that just got published like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind how long things can take.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of smart people in that room, and everyone, is putting in their, I mean, it's a plan that everyone's going to follow. Right. And so everyone wants to make sure it's right. I'd rather it be right the first time after 3 years than
I still don't think it needs to take that long. If that was my job, I'd have had it written 2 years ago and it would have been done.
AI write it.
Well, yeah. I mean, we all sat in the room and said yes, no, here, yes, change this. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then it takes that much longer to actually get published. But anyway, Keng, appreciate all that you do for others. Appreciate you coming in and sharing some stories. It's fun to catch up with you.
Yeah.
And your enthusiasm, your energy, your excitement for hunting. That's what this is all about.
Totally.
And I hope people see that. I hope people hear the sincerity in what Keng is doing right now and realize that if each one of us takes one person with, we double the amount of hunters and the people that understand wild places and the needs of wild critters in this world. Because if it's a kid, that kid someday is going to be making a decision, whether it's at the ballot or to stand up for a piece of property or something. And if they don't know anything about a wild place, we can't expect them to care about it. So next week,
Well said.
I think we're talking dogs again.
Nice.
I think we're talking bird dogs again next week. I'm not 100% certain, but appreciate everybody for sticking around and listening to this conversation. Thank you for listening every week. We just really sincerely appreciate it. If you have any guests, any ideas for certain topics that you want to make sure that we dig into on this podcast, we're always open for our next idea. And we want to deliver what you want to hear. So
you can comment on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, you can reach out on our
Travis.
website, on any of our social pages, mine, The Flush. There's contact us forms on The Flush. We do get a lot of mail. It's great. I actually got quite a bit of feedback about George Lyle last week.
Good or bad?
Believe it or not, it's almost always good. Every time we have George, and I said at the beginning of the show, there's never enough. People they want more of that cowboy, and which is great. His brutal honesty resonates well. That's what makes him unique. So anyway, we're looking forward to the next several weeks worth of shows. We've got some good ones coming up, and we hope you'll be back next week for another episode of the Flush Podcast.